In a world where males are treated like cattle and sold as slaves to the highest bidder, sometimes one escapes. And sometimes that one young man discovers magical abilities thought to be long lost to the world. Follow young Mark as he hones his new magical abilities and travels the land meeting new friends and new foes.
Hey guys, Phil here. I hope you enjoyed watching my animation. I really had fun making it. It was really a great contest for me personally, because it really worked out. I love reading fantasy, so I was eager to jump on the book right away. And I'm always looking for projects to do, so new animation projects. And so this was great. It worked out perfectly for that. And I could just jump right on there and start. While I was reading the book, I was able to write down notes for scenes that I wanted to animate, and there were actually a few scenes that I didn't get to include just because I ran out of time, but it was still a lot of fun. And so and of course I really love almost everything about Japan too, so that's pretty much everything about this project has been great. So, I hope you enjoyed my animation, and I'm gonna finish up this video with some behind-the-scenes stuff from the animation. So, check that out, and give my video a thumbs up too if you liked it. Thanks, bye.
In this first scene, we have some of the slaves walking on their way to be sold. Now, one of the challenges in this one was not actually the walking itself, but the chains around their ankles. If I get in close, you can kind of see I tried to animate it so the chains were kind of bouncing properly the way chains would, and that was a little bit of a struggle. But some other parts were these little grass patches. I made these little patches of grass and cloned it about 45,000 times to fill out that whole space. While it worked really well, it did make it take a long time to render. I think this scene was about 52 hours to render the whole scene out. This is a scene where Mark first escapes from being sold. And I kind of did this scene at the last minute, so I didn't really have time to do a whole background environment. So it turned out it was actually pretty cool with this. I actually went out to a park near me and did a 3D scan of this whole hillside with these steps, and that worked out really well. I was quite surprised, and then I just modeled a tree. For this all-important scene where Mark first discovers his magical abilities, I thought it would be fun to just do it live, and so I just went out in my yard with some books and I turned it to a blank page and decided to do the text just all in CG and just add that to the book. And then I masked it out, so you can see the masks there, and so it goes all around the hands. And then I did the effect. I had to manually animate each one of these little points for every frame. And then we go up, and I did a nice glow effect because I realized that I had the text there. I might as well do something with it. So I don't think it actually does that in the story, but I decided it would be fun to do it. And then I have this ball of light that I did in 3D and rendered that out and brought it into this project, and I animated that by hand. In this scene, Mark is really testing out his abilities and trying to see what he can do, and as a test he grows an apple tree from a seed to a full-grown tree in just a moment. And I thought that was really cool, and the great part was right when I read this part in the book, I also had just found a tool for modeling trees, and the tool included a function to make the tree grow, and it was absolutely perfect for this. And so after I started doing it, I was going to stop it right here with just the leaves, and I said, wait a minute, this is an apple tree, so I'm going to put some apples in it. So I continued adding the apples, and I made them grow as well. But they aren't actually attached to anything. I just manually place them, and so they're just floating around in midair. If I switch over to a perspective view, you can see that they're just floating there. Finally, we have a scene where Tad has created his staff and added a crystal inside, and he's testing it out for the first time. And I won't give away what happens, but he has some pretty unexpected results. It's quite exciting. And so I really enjoyed doing this scene. It was a lot of fun animating the character, but I really also liked setting up the lighting. As you can see when I turn on the render, you can see just the crystal there, but then as he starts moving, then I got the real nice lighting in that staff, and I really enjoyed how cool that came out looking. Now in the final, you could see some fire as a fireball comes out of here, but I didn't actually have the plugins to create the fire effect, so I actually had a friend help me out with that part. That's it from my video, guys. I hope you found it fun and informative. And now you know what to do. Click the link in the video or in the description below and go read Inexperienced Mage or any of the other books by D.W. Jackson.